Today is August 13th, 2025, 45 years since Mount St. Helens changed the world. For many it's just a beautiful mountain, but scientists know it's only resting, not asleep. Recently, subtle signs show the giant is stirring again. These aren't reasons to panic, but they are a wake-up call. We must be ready. The volcano will erupt again, and it could be sooner than we think. Scientists monitor the volcano around the clock, tracking small underground changes. We're seeing more signs that magma might be moving upward. This is the first hint of a possible eruption. It's like hearing a quiet engine rumble before it roars to life. Many have forgotten the volcano's power. A new generation only knows the stories. But the lesson from 1980 is clear. The mountain can go from quiet to dangerous in hours. Our job is to warn people so they can be safe. Pay attention to updates, know evacuation routes, and have a plan. This isn't about fear, it's about respect for nature's power. The 1980 eruption taught us not to underestimate this mountain. The quiet peak you see today holds incredible energy. Our warnings are a call to remember that lesson. We must be a community prepared for whatever comes next. The safety of everyone nearby depends on it. Don't ignore the signs, stay informed, be ready. Mount St. Helens is watching, and so are we. Before 1980, Mount St. Helens was a perfect snow-capped cone, nicknamed the Fujiyama of America. But in March 1980, small earthquakes and steam explosions signaled change. A bulge grew on the north side, warning scientists that something big was coming. On May 18th at 8:32 a.m., a magnitude 5.1 earthquake struck. The bulge collapsed, triggering the largest landslide in recorded history. Instantly, pressure inside the volcano was released, like uncorking a shaken soda bottle. A massive sideways explosion blasted from the north, while a giant ash cloud shot skyward. The eruption's power was staggering, stronger than an atomic bomb. The blast flattened forests, knocked down ancient trees, and turned 230 square miles into a gray wasteland. The mountain's summit lost over 1,300 feet, replaced by a mile-wide crater. Ash rose 15 miles high and drifted across the country, turning day to night in cities like Yakima and Spokane. Ash fell like snow, blanketing everything. 57 people died, the deadliest volcanic event in U.S. history. The eruption's effects were felt far and wide. It was a terrifying reminder of the hidden power beneath a beautiful mountain. The landscape, the people, and the science of volcanoes were changed forever. The lesson: never underestimate what lies beneath. The stories of 1980 are not just history, they're a warning. The mountain's fury can return at any time. We must remember. The 1980 eruption taught us about a new danger, the lateral blast. Scientists expected eruptions to go upward, so they set safety zones around the summit. But Mount St. Helens exploded sideways, not up, catching everyone off guard. The landslide on the north face uncorked the volcano, unleashing a supersonic, ground-hugging cloud of gas and rock. The blast destroyed everything for miles, far beyond the predicted danger zone. Most victims were outside the official red zone: campers, photographers, locals who thought they were safe. The blast zone stretched up to 19 miles from the volcano. This tragedy changed how we plan for volcanic eruptions worldwide. Now we look for bulges and weak spots, and we make safety zones much larger. The lesson: expect the unexpected. The victims' loss taught us to rethink volcano safety. Today we prepare for eruptions in every direction. The mountain's power is unpredictable. We must always be ready. Among the scientists at Mount St. Helens, David Johnston stands out. At just 30, he was a dedicated USGS volcanologist, warning that the north side was dangerously unstable. He fought for exclusion zones, keeping people out of harm's way. His efforts saved hundreds of lives, especially loggers who would have been in the blast zone. On May 17th, David took his shift at Coldwater 2, 6 miles north of the volcano. On the morning of May 18th, he saw the eruption begin and radioed his final words: "Vancouver, Vancouver, this is it!" Seconds later, the blast claimed his life. David Johnston's courage and warnings are his legacy. The ridge where he stood now bears his name. The Johnston Ridge Observatory honors his sacrifice and teaches visitors about the volcano. His story is one of bravery and science in the face of danger. He reminds us to listen to the science and respect the mountain. His legacy saves lives to this day. We owe him our vigilance. The 1980 eruption was a disaster, but it sparked a revolution in volcano science. Mount St. Helens became a natural laboratory, changing how we study and monitor volcanoes worldwide. Before 1980, monitoring tools were basic. Afterward, The USGS built a dense network of seismometers to detect even tiny earthquakes, early signs of magma movement. We added GPS receivers to track ground swelling and satellites to map changes from space. Now, we can spot bulges and shifts much earlier and in greater detail. We also measure volcanic gases like sulfur dioxide, which signal rising magma. By combining seismic, GPS, radar, and gas data, we forecast eruptions with far more accuracy. The tragedy at Mount St. Helens drove these advances. Today we're better prepared to protect people from volcanic dangers everywhere. The mountain's eruption changed science forever. Every warning we give now is built on lessons learned here. The tools we use save lives. The revolution continues. We're ready for what comes next. 45 years later, the land around Mount St. Helens is still healing. After the blast, it was a gray desert, lifeless and silent. But nature is resilient. Wildflowers like prairie lupine were first to return, followed by insects and small animals. Young forests now grow where old ones fell, but recovery is uneven. Some areas, buried by landslides and mud flows, are still struggling. Scientists study this regrowth, learning how life rebuilds after disaster. The eruption's lessons help us understand how ecosystems recover from major disturbances, but the eruption's shadow lingers. Sediment from the blast still clogs rivers, raising flood risks and causing costly problems for communities. A dam was built to trap sediment, but it filled faster than expected. Managing this legacy is an ongoing challenge. It may take decades for rivers to clear. The effects of 1980 didn't end with the ashfall. The land and its people still feel the impact. The mountain's shadow is long. Mount St. Helens is one of the most active volcanoes in the Cascades. It will erupt again. The question isn't if, but when. Our monitoring network is now among the world's best, giving us early warning of unrest. We can alert people days or weeks in advance, giving time to evacuate and prepare. But technology only helps if people listen. Readiness starts with education. Know the hazards: ashfall, lahars, pyroclastic flows. Learn the alert levels and evacuation routes. Have a family emergency plan and a disaster kit with essentials. Living near a volcano means respecting its power. The 1980 eruption was a wake-up call. Complacency is dangerous. The mountain is quiet but not dormant. By staying informed and prepared, we can live safely alongside it. Being ready is our best defense. The next eruption will come. Let's make sure we're ready. Listen to the science. Respect the mountain.